All right, what's going on, everybody? Happy Walks of Wisdom Wednesday. Man, summertime has flown by for me, but we are still getting out here on a regular, getting my walk in and talking to you guys about all kinds of cool stuff. So if you want to get in on these live conversations, head over to walksofwisdom.com. It'll give you access to the group where I'm recording these live so you guys can get in on this and be part of the conversation in the moment, as well as you get access to all the previous episodes in both video and audio version. Gives you a bunch of other cool bonuses. We got some really cool stuff happening in the future. So head over to walksofwisdom.com, join the conversation, get in on this. I'm really excited about today's thing because, man, it's like the simplest implementation in the world. But what I'm going to talk to you about today is around your fitness. All right, so if you struggle with weight in any sake, I've always been a big dude in my own right, and so something I've gone through the gamut with this, and man, it is hard to lose weight. People struggle with this their whole lives, and it just seems like such a difficult thing. And I'm going to tell you guys today the magic bullet in one sake, okay? But even if you just do this one thing, it's going to give you results by next week. All right, so hear me out on this. It's very simple, very easy to understand, but sometimes a little bit hard to do. And this is where it comes down to choice making over actual ability. All right, your ability to lose weight is already there. It's the choice making that stops it from happening. So here's what it comes down to. If you want to lose weight with zero effort, okay, this is the Lazy Fitness Blueprint. So you guys can take all the notes you want, but I'm going to give this to you in one line that will make it very simplistic. And if you do this one thing, you will lose weight, okay? So for right now, if you have excess weight, usually it's because you are eating more calories than you burn. It's kind of how it works, okay? So when you have a positive calorie balance, when you eat more than you burn, you retain them. If you eat less calories than you burn, you will use everything that you take in plus some of what you have retained from previous times, okay? So that's kind of the understanding of, most of the factors that cause us to be overweight. All right, so that ideal weight is going to be something you get to determine. But if you feel like you are in a position where your current weight is more than what you would like it to be, it's most likely due to something revolving around you eating more calories than you're burning. All right, so this slides us right into the Lazy Fitness Blueprint. This is how to lose weight with absolutely zero effort, none. All right, so if you got your pen, you're ready to write this down. Here is the magic trick. Stop eating bad foods. Okay, write that down. Stop eating bad foods, okay? Now I'm going to break this down for you and why this is so simple. Number one, not eating bad foods doesn't take any effort. Zero actual physical output from you to avoid eating bad foods, to just not eat it, okay? On the other side of the coin, to eat a bad food, first of all, takes way more effort than you understand or probably think about. First of all, you have to make a decision that you want to have access to bad food. Now, here's where it really starts, okay? If you do not have access to bad food, you cannot eat bad food. So the first choice that included you eating bad foods, whether this is cookies or cakes or chips or, whatever, you know what bad foods are. I don't have to sit here and tell you that vegetables and those kinds of things are healthy. That's not what I'm here for. The point is, the choice comes in deciding, I want bad foods available. Okay? Now, that includes a lot of motivation and anticipation of once those bad foods are around, I also choose to eat them. All right, so this is a whole lot of choice structure around the actual eating of bad foods before it ever happens. So you have to make that choice. I want to get it. And then you have to get into physical action. You have to put clothes on if you aren't already wearing them. You got to go get in your car and you got to drive all the way down to the store. And you have to give them your money. You probably work pretty hard for your money in whatever you do to earn money. And you have to give that to the store in exchange for these bad foods. Okay? And then you get in your car and you drive all the way home. Maybe you're very, very excited about the bad foods and you eat them on the way home. I don't know, right? But it takes physical effort to actually eat. You have to open the bag of whatever you just bought. You have to pick it out of there. You have to put it in your mouth. You have to chew it up. You have to swallow it. And then your body physically has to go through energy output to metabolize those things. Okay? There's a lot. Something that you really shouldn't have. Not all the time anyway. Obviously, like, we live in a world where we want to still enjoy things once in a while. But for the most part, we're talking about the simplistic nature and the effort required to eat a bad food versus the zero effort that it takes to not eat it at all. You don't have to decide you want it. You don't have to drive to the store. You don't have to part with your money. You don't have to go through the physical grind of your teeth, actually, to get that food eaten and digesting it, okay? This is the easiest thing you can possibly do is stop eating crap. Don't buy it so it's not accessible. Don't even think about choosing it as part of an option, and you completely can disconnect from having those things as a consistent choice. Now again, in this same breath, I'm a realist, okay? We don't control the environment that we're around every time we eat a meal. But the majority of them we do control. We get to decide what we put in our mouths, what's available, what's not, okay? So do yourself a favor, do not buy the bad foods, and you will not eat them as often. If you happen to be at work and somebody's celebrating something and there's cake there, you're not going to die or, get overweight in one day because you ate that food, right? But if you do decide to eat that, we're also talking about another physical change in this, is that now you have put these calories into your body in a very dense amount, all right? So, for example, I'm out on a walk right now. When I go for my walks, I average anywhere from 80 to 100 calories burned per mile that I walk. 80 to 100 calories. So, when we start to eat heavy, dense calorie foods, which are usually the ones that we know are unhealthy, this puts on a lot of calories in a very small amount of food, right? So if you go buy a cheeseburger at McDonald's or something, you can easily get 300 to 500 calories or more, depending on the kind that you get, in one little burger, okay? Now, it's not going to keep you full for very long, so you're probably going to want to eat some more food later on today or, maybe one tomorrow, I don't know, whatever. But the point is you now have added that calorie amount into your system, and the amount of effort that it takes to burn that little bit of food that you brought in for hunger satiety, but they added so many calories into your system. Man, if you eat a 500 calorie burger and you burn 100 calories per mile, you got to go out and walk 5 miles. 5 miles just to burn that off. Now, I don't know how many of you walk 5 miles in a day, but that probably will take you an hour and a half. If you're doing a good pace, if you're slow walking, that's 2 hours. So now, holy crap, are we talking about all of the effort to go get the bad food and take it in, but the negative repercussion on the backside of the exorbitant amount of calories that we just put into our body, that we now have to put out even more effort in order to process just to get back to good, to even. You eat 500 calories, you want to burn 500 calories, that puts you back to where you were before you ate the burger. Now we're going to start talking again about losing weight again. Like, you see where I'm at? So this fitness blueprint for you guys, if you're really lazy and you don't want to go out and walk 500 miles to compensate for a 500 calorie meal that isn't even going to keep you full for very long or provide very much nutrition or any of the positives that come out of actually eating food, then just don't eat it. Don't buy it. Don't get access to it. And even in those situations, you got to learn some control when you feel like you don't decide what food is available. Just because someone has a party at work and there is cake there does not require you to eat it. You don't have to have it. And if you do, you can decide, I'm going to take, a piece because someone handed it to me, and I'm going to hold it and maybe try a bite or something if you're really into cake or whatever. But if this is one of those decisions where you want to hold true to yourself and the goals that you set around your physical fitness, you commit to those things that I know I need to do. I need to burn more calories than what I take in during a day in order to lose weight. That is the only way to do it, guys. And every single time you put food into your mouth, it is a choice. Usually it's a series of choices that lead up to it, but it's a choice in the moment, and it's a choice over and over with every single bite. So you can take one bite and be done. That's your choice. You can eat one piece of cake and be done. It's your choice. You can eat 2 or 3 pieces of cake and see how many you can eat before people start to actually notice. You can wait until everybody leaves and the cake is left over in the fridge, and then you go in there and you grab it and you can go hide in the bathroom and eat the whole damn thing. It's your choice. The point is choose to go with what you know is going to be the least amount of effort that takes you in the direction of your goal. Don't eat the bad food, you don't have the extra calories, and then the good food that you do eat becomes a lot easier to actually process, to get you back to that positive output. You're burning more than what you take in, and then you can actually lose weight. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. If you have questions on these concepts or these topics, whether it's this episode or any others, please join in the conversation. Get in here and let us know what your thoughts are about this. Head on over to walksofwisdom.com. Involve yourself in this conversation and look at the things that you want to accomplish in your life. We've got some areas that we may be able to help you out with. If you've got suggestions for things that you need some help with, please bring them to me. If it's something that, I feel that I can provide some value in, it might actually become an episode. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, bringing me your feedback, giving me some of your time, and I will see you in the next one.